Fintan O'Toole and Christy O'Connor. Game's finished to draw. I'll just start off with you, Christy. What did you make of that game?
Yeah, like I suppose it probably felt it was gone from Kerry before the goal chain. You know, I suppose the goal came at the right time. In fairness to Tommy Walsh move, I probably felt they should have started him, but it really paid off because he had a hand in probably 3 or 4 key scores later on. In fairness to Dublin as well, the changes they made later on, like they probably haven't had to use their benches much later on this year because games have been probably in the bag, you know, last 15 minutes. But like Merchant had a huge influence. Connolly's energy was phenomenal, even like the runs he was making going forward. And like look at Kerry, I thought they needed 3 goals to win the game. They got the chances, didn't take them. And you'd have to say with 14 men for so long, massive credit to Dublin. Like really, you would have felt Kerry had all the momentum. You know, like Dublin were the team at the end that had the chance to try and win it.
I think it's a game Kerry are going to have regrets in. You know what I mean? Like they had what 40-45 minutes with an extra man. As Christy said, the 3 goal chances. Murphy hits the bar. Gainey the first half penalty. David Clifford probably his quietest game of the championship. I think they're up by 1 at one stage. Kicked the ball into the keeper's arms. It was Killian Spillane who came on. Like even though there was mistakes made by the likes of Paul Murphy. You know, I suppose look, the underdog. Like will the underdog get a second chance like that? I just that'll be the big thing I think right now. I think Kerry are going to have a lot of regrets over that.
Yeah, if you look at that Dublin team, the main men would probably be James McCarthy, Brian Fintan. Brian Howard was very good. Even like a lot of those leading players for Dublin didn't really have the games we expect them to have. Even Kilkenny as well.
Well, like Kilkenny had the most possessions in the first half, 10, right, which is way down his numbers. Fintan had 6 possessions in the first half. O'Callaghan had, I think, 7 in total, 1 4 frees. Mannion wasn't really a factor after the first 20 minutes, and yet they still didn't lose. They lost a man with before half time. You know, so you'd have to say like they found a way against Shane. You know, and even in fairness to Cluxton, like Cluxton looked rattled in the first half. They won 3 kickouts. After that, I don't know, did he lose a kickout? Unbelievable fingertip save for Paul Murphy's onto the, looks like it locked it onto the crossbar. Penalty save. Like, you know, a lot of their big players didn't play. Like James McCarthy really, I suppose, was preoccupied with Tommy Walsh later on. Wasn't really in the game later on. Michael Dara was gone. And yet all of that, and they're still weren't beaten. So incredible stuff, really.
Like sorry, just on that before you, Jack McCaffrey seemed to be the guy just carrying it on his own there because he scored 3 points in the second half, and until Rock scored from play later on, he was the only person who scored from play in the second half for Dublin.
He was, but I did think Howard had a massive influence on it. Like even when they were down to 14 men, he caught some massive kickouts. It was he who caught the kickout for the McCaffrey goal. So it was probably the 2 of them. I mean, the big thing you always look at replays is that which team has the greater scope for guys to improve, and you've listed them out there. A lot of Dublin star guys were a bit below par to what you'd expect today. I thought they got a lot of energy off the bench. Okay, it mightn't have been the scores we're used to, but Paddy Small got on a lot of ball. Connolly was, you know, dashing forward a lot. Merchant carried a lot of ball. Probably just gave them a little bit. Kerry, I suppose Tommy Walsh kind of had a good 5 minutes. Killian Spillane. Kerry subs didn't seem in the last 10-15 minutes to maybe give them as much as maybe Dublin's did.
Red card for Johnny Cooper. Do you think that was fair? He had probably 3 fouls, penalty wasn't booked, and then the 2.
4 in the first half, Shane. Like the last one was probably he was a little bit unlucky, as in Clifford seemed to be trying to hold him off, and he's trying to get around him. But you have 4 fouls in a half, you are running the risk. But you know, look at, we've said it all about Dublin. You know, really, the free at the end, you felt where it was. Rock probably had to go short. He must have been told he had to score direct. So, you know, look at some drama again.
It was the exact same as the minor final. Tom O'Callaghan had a shot from the exact same thing out of his hands, and he put it wide on the exact same side. Incredible that both finals in the same day end up like that.
And just then finally looking ahead to the next day, you're talking about the scope for improvement, and I fully agree on the Dublin point of view, but David Clifford, he got 2 points, but he had a lot of misses, and it probably wasn't his day. So if that guy goes off, maybe Kerry can seal the deal. Yeah,
and maybe Gainey as well. You know, I suppose the 2 of them. Stephen O'Brien, you know, hit 1 off the left in the first half. Probably really Sean O'Shea was really, of the Kerry forwards that was talked a lot about into the game, he was the one that really, I thought, delivered. So yeah, there is an argument that Kerry's starman can improve, and you'd wonder as well, like what was it, I think people were saying there was 17 of the 26-man panel for Kerry. This was their first experience. You imagine that could stand to them for 2 weeks' time as well.
Yeah, there was 45 All-Ireland medals on the bench for Dublin coming into this match as well. Do you think they'll see it through?
Yeah, like it's a big factor, but I would take up on Fintan's point there, Shane, that like I think Kerry have a lot of room for improvement. Like Clifford, too wide, too short. Like Kerry's conversion rate was 50% in the first half. Dublin had 10 out of 13. So, you know, like Kerry will take a lot of confidence from today, even with the extra man, having the extra man for so long. They'd feel like that, you know, there was goal opportunities that they didn't take. They had 4, they took 1. And young players, they've played in All-Ireland final now, they know what it's like. So, yeah, great stuff again to look forward to 2 weeks' time.